How are y'all? It's Deanna. Just gonna play with some makeup and have a little girl time. How are y'all? I've set some goals for myself. Wanted to talk about that. Wanted to see if anybody else had made any goals. Thank you. Wanted to see if anybody else had made any goals. I'd been listening to a lot of the things on YouTube and reading and stuff about the law of attraction and how, like, without me realizing it, I'm 34. Without me realizing it in my life, I have used the law of attraction, and because, you know, the experts on the law of attraction, they say, you know, that if you, whether you believe in it or not, hey David, no, I'm not single, whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, it is, you know, for real, it's happening. And so, you know, the way I see it is, I may as well jump on board, because, thank you for the hearts, may as well jump on board, because whether you believe it or not, you know, it's happening. And I thought about, you know, in my life, sometimes where, you know, I totally believed that something was going to happen. You know, I believed that my life was going to go in a certain direction, and things in my life were going to fall into place, like, you know, where I am in my life right now. And it's happened. And so I'm like, you know, there's got to be something to this. So the way I see it is, I may as well jump on board and really go for my big goals. And so all of the top, you know, the majority of the top presenters in the company that I work in, and their mentors and such, you know, have talked about setting, you know, your goal. So, and, you know, living like it's happening. Yes, my dream home, that's where I'm headed. My dream home will be my home. Like, I know that I know this house is actually for sale right now, and my goal is to live in that house in 3 years. I will live in that house in 3 years. If it's already been sold, which I'm guessing that it probably will be, but in this area, houses like that don't sell very quickly. And currently the house is, first, it's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath house, and it is like $415,000, which is a lot of money, you know, for a house around here. And it's everything that I ever wanted. It's on 20 acres of land, you know, a perfect location. Oh, hello, my sister from Texas. Awesome. Great to meet you. My name is Deanna. So anyway, I'm talking about setting goals, setting long-term goals. So in 3 years, the way I see it is, the mortgage on this home that I have picked out that I will live in is going to be like $2,000 a month to be able to pay the utilities and everything like that, and, you know, to pay our vehicles. Actually, I want to have our vehicles paid off. I'll have to make $10,000 a month, is the way I see it, so that we can live comfortably, which I know sounds insane to some people, but that is what I'm going to do, period. That's what's going to happen. That's what I'm going to do. I live in Arkansas, so, you know, I'm anxious, you know, for the ball to get rolling, but that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to give up. I've actually always been a person to give up, in my life. Anytime that, you know, things were difficult, or, you know, things just didn't quite go my way, I would give up before, you know, I ever found out if I could. And I never went into anything with a goal, you know, with a goal in mind, ever. It was like, if it works out, it works out. Yay. If it doesn't, you know, life will still be the way it is right now. And that's not the way to do things. Clearly, that's not gotten me very far. And I posted something on Facebook the other day that rings very true. You've lived through 100% of your bad days so far. So basically, you need to keep going, because it can't get worse. If it does get worse, you know, just keep going. You can't stop. You can't stop going. You can't stop persevering through whatever it is, you know, that is not working in your life. And things are okay. And that's, you know, I think that's where we get to a point where we're comfortable. And, you know, why put the extra effort if you're comfortable? And why not? And why would you give up on your life? You know, especially now, I'm 34 years old. Why would I give up on my life right now? You know, and just sit back and be comfortable with that. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It's, you know, maybe when I'm old and retired and everything, and I have achieved everything that I wanted for my life, then okay, fine. So when I have my $400,000 house, and when I have, you know, when I'm sitting comfortably and I have everything, you know, I've sent all of my children to college, and mind you, between my husband and I, there are 6 children. So that's a lot of kids to be sending to school. And that's really expensive, and I want the best for them. I expect great things from them. I tell them all the time. And not going to college is not an option. One of my stepsons, he's 14, and his goal is to go into the military, which is absolutely wonderful, but you're still going to go to college too. I really don't care, you know, if you go into the military or not. That's wonderful if that's your life goal and that's what you have set for yourself. But you're still going to go to college. And you know, it's kind of funny, because for them, they're like, you know, well, you know, you didn't go to college. You didn't finish. That's right, because I quit, and I refuse to let them quit, because now I've learned that quitting is not the answer, and that had I just persevered on through, things would be so much different for me and for my family now. So, but I think that everything happened the way that it was supposed to happen, though, in the time that it was supposed to happen, because, you know, had I taken a different path in life, I wouldn't be with them, and I wouldn't be where I am now. You know, I probably would have never met their dad, and things like that. So, everything happens for a reason, and everything happens in the time that it's supposed to, and I see that now is my time. So I'm taking advantage of that, and I think that everyone should do that. Especially with Younique, it's easy to get discouraged, because we see so many of the top presenters, and they got there, you know, overnight. They got there, you know, practically overnight. They got there, you know, they'll be like, oh, I've been with Younique for 9 months, and I'm a Black status presenter. Or I've been with Younique for, you know, 18 months, and I'm a Black status presenter. And it's like, oh, how did you do that? And when we don't move up the ladder, you know, as quickly, then it's like, easy to get discouraged, and easy to think, you know, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to be able to, you know, be where they're at. And so, you know, you feel like maybe all the good spots were taken already, you know, all the Black status positions were taken already up by them, and so why bother to keep trying, and you just quit. And that's not the answer. I'm still yellow 10 months in. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it's easy to get discouraged, and I got discouraged. I will be pink by the end of this month. Period. Like, I absolutely will be pink by the end of this month. That's all that I have to say about that, because there's not a I hope to be, or, you know, I may be, or anything like that. I will be. And you just have to get that mindset. I fully, wholeheartedly believe that. It's worked for entirely too many people. And I totally understand. It's easy to get discouraged, but you have to change your mindset. And, you know, I was talking to my stepson earlier today, and I said, honestly, it's like a whole new way of life. You know, when you have changed your mindset, you know, to be positive, you have to just change your way of thinking. And I tell, you know, I said to him, I never realized how negative of a person that I really was until I realized that I had to change it. And I realized that, but you know, I love my parents dearly. I'm not saying anything, you know, I love you too, Michael. I'm not saying anything bad about that. But you know, I wasn't raised to be super positive. And so it's kind of like you have to retrain yourself and retrain, you know, your whole way of thinking, because your way of thinking is, you know, that's all you know. And it's kind of like when you watch, the National Geographic Channel or whatever, and they're showing those people from other countries that their life is different than ours. And so we think that there's something wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing is wrong with their way of life. It's just different than ours. And so we perceive it as being different. But to them, our way of life in the United States is probably crazy, you know. But that's just the kind of people that are, I mean, that's just how we were raised. And that's how that they were raised. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. And you just have to change your own mindset and decide that, you know, this is how things are going to be. And I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to, you know, set long-term goals, set short-term goals in between those long-term goals, and this is how it's going to be, period. And by golly, this is how it's going to be, and I'm not going to quit, and I'm going to keep going. And, you know, when people are just sick and tired of, you know, it's funny because you'll get to a point, especially like when you're posting on Facebook and stuff, and you have all of your friends and family and stuff that have seen every single one of your lash posts. With me, with Younique, it's lash posts. They've seen every single one of my lash posts, and they've seen every single one of my glorious posts, and, you know, BB cream posts and everything, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of hearing it. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. But I've always heard, you know, from the Black status presenters and from my upline and stuff, they're, you know, you hear them say they're watching you. And so this morning it was so funny, because this morning I woke up, you know, not that I was feeling discouraged, but I was like, gosh, how long is this law of attraction and being positive, you know, going to start taking effect? Not that I expect, you know, overnight results, but I kept thinking, when is it going to start to take effect? When are things going to start kicking in? And I woke up to 2 messages from people who I really didn't think were paying any attention to me unless I was posting a video of a puppy or something like that, you know. And they were like, hey, tell me about that uplift, you know. And I'm like, all right, you know. And it was 2 people. I posted before I went to bed that night a photo of uplift results, and I had 2 people that were like, tell me about this. And so I told them about it. And now, granted, I'm not even going to say that they ordered from me this morning, but they're watching me. Those wheels are turning. They're thinking about it. One of them said that, you know, she had to save up her money, and she would be getting some, and she would let me know when she had her money saved up. And another one pretty much said the same thing. So, and they will come back, because, and I know that because that's what always happens. Anytime that I have someone that was interested, and then they kind of beat around the bush and hem-haw around, because I did the same thing with the mascara. Before I had joined Younique, I saw that mascara, and I saw that mascara, and I saw that mascara, and I wondered about that mascara. My daughters were involved in pageants, and there at that time, the pageant world was, you know, swarming with Younique mascara ads and stuff like that. And, you know, you would see a lot of the girls wearing it and stuff, putting it on backstage. And so, of course, I even asked them, then, what do you think about that? Like, really? And they were like, oh, my gosh, I love it. I never heard anything bad about it. And so I finally decided, one of my friends had a Younique Facebook party. And so I ordered the mascara. I finally just broke down and ordered the mascara. And I thought to myself, which is another reason why that you should always push parties, is because here I had been watching it, I had been thinking about it, and then my friend had a Facebook party, and I was like, well, I'm going to help her out at the same time that I'm going to finally cave in and get that mascara. So I finally caved in, and I finally got that mascara, and I bought it from a seller who I didn't even know. But I was helping out my friend, and the seller that I didn't even know was like a old high school classmate of hers. It wasn't like they had been friends or anything like that, you know. And I didn't know her from Adam, but she threw a great party, and we had a good time in the party. And so I wanted to spend my money. I felt comfortable spending my money with her. And do you see what I'm saying? So I did. I felt comfortable spending my money with her. And so I did. I went ahead and ordered the mascara. I got the mascara. I had it for 2 days, and the party was fixing to end. And it was July of last year, and they were running a special promotion last year. The kudos was, if you ordered the new presenters kit, then you would get your shipping for free, which I didn't realize. It doesn't matter. Hi, Perry girl. But I didn't realize that, you know, the shipping was $5 something. I don't know. I never pay shipping. I always make sure that my order is over 100, so I don't ever have to pay shipping. But anyway, so I went ahead and I ordered my kit and got started with Younique, and it's been, you know, just, it's been a blessing in every single way, because I have completely not that I was I don't necessarily say that I was in my shell, but I was definitely more introvert at the time. There were certain people that I would talk to, and now not so much. Like now, here I am talking to, you know, people here on Periscope. If you told me last year that I would be doing this, no. There's no way that I would be doing this last year. I am wearing the Mineral Touch Pressed Powder in Chiffon. And I'm putting on green pigments today. I put on Crushed and Famous and Innocent. And now I'm fixing to put on my eyeliner, which I'm using Prosperous, the green one. So anyway, I'm just talking about, for those who are new to the conversation, I'm talking about setting goals. I have recently set a goal. I've picked out my house, and my goal, my house is over $400,000, excuse me. And it's gonna be mine in 3 years, period. That will be my house. So one way or another, through Younique, that will be my house. So I'm talking about how important that it is, you know, I feel it is to set your goals no matter what they are. As insane as it sounds, because the house that I'm living in right now is it's a nice sized house. I despise the neighborhood. We have some ridiculous neighbors. Thank you. I'm so happy that it's helping you. But it's the last time that we had the house appraised, it appraised for $125,000. So the goal of moving into a, you know, $415,000 home just sounds insane, but that's what's gonna happen. So that's what I'm talking about, which I'm totally diving in. Hi, Kim, how are you? But I'm totally diving into the law of attraction, and I totally believe that the law of attraction is the way to go. It's for real. Whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, whether you're following the law of attraction or not, it's for real. It's what's going to happen. And you see a lot of the people that are failing in life are extremely, extremely negative people. And, you know, like I say, I see, I mentioned my neighbors. I don't live in the greatest of neighborhoods. I mean, it's not the worst in town, but it's not the best in town. I have some neighbors very close that bring the value of the neighborhood down drastically. This is one of the neighborhoods that it used to be a good neighborhood. Used to be a lot of elderly people that lived in the neighborhood, and then it's not all elderly people anymore, and some of the younger people that moved in brought a lot of drama in. Like I have in this sweet little old, you know, old person community or neighborhood here, when I moved in here, I never would have expected to see, you know, the police in our neighborhood every day. I definitely never would have expected to actually see the police pull out a gun. Yes, people do bring your neighborhood down, and you know, who wants to move into that neighborhood, you know? So if they appraise our house again, the value may be down even more, who knows? But anyway, it really doesn't make a bit of difference. I don't really mean to talk ugly about people at all. But I just want different. But the whole point of me talking about that was, thank you for the hearts, was that when they're bringing in all that negativity, when they're bringing in all that negativity, then they're getting nothing more back but more negativity. And so it's like, that's how it rolls. If you're going to put out some positive, you're going to get positive back, period. And you see it happen over and over again. You know, Oprah even follows the law of attraction, and look how successful that she is. And, you know, you could say that luck is a part of it. So be it. I was watching a video. I don't even remember who it was, but he was the UFC champion in 2011. And he had started signing his name, whatever his name is. I don't follow UFC. But anyway, whoever his name is, he would sign it, UFC champion 2011. And so they called him out on it. One of the reporters called him out on it, and they said, you know, we see that you're, you know, signing your name, the UFC champion in 2011, you know, and he said, I believe in the law of attraction. And he said, I believe that, you know, if I believe that it's going to happen, then it will happen. And he said that it's not hurting anybody. And it wasn't hurting anybody for him to sign. I'm sure it probably ticked some other fighters off, but it wasn't hurting them, you know, so be it. If anything, you know, it was just making, you know, up in the challenge, I guess I should say, you know. And so, needless to say, he ended up being the 2011 UFC champion, which is pretty awesome. They had a group of celebrities. It was like, I'm terrible with names. There were several celebrities. One of them was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I do remember him because he did a whole lot of talking. But they said they all believed in the law of attraction and everything like that, and how that it worked for them in their lives, and how that they were where they are right now because of the law of attraction. And one of the people that we follow so much, one of the Black Status presenters for Younique is Amber Voigt, and she's she was the first time that I had really heard about the law of attraction, aside from when Oprah had talked about The Secret. And I had watched The Secret on, actually it's on Netflix. If you have not seen The Secret on Netflix and you have Netflix, you should totally go see The Secret. I totally forgot to put some Glorious in my hair. If you have not tried Glorious in your hair, you see the frizziness that I have going on. Well, Glorious totally helps that. I know it's a makeup primer, but it helps smooth out your hair. Anyway, so I didn't pay too much mind to it. Like, it sounded cool and it sounded neat and whatever. But when you see it happen in like a real person's life, like Amber Voigt, you know, because she seems like, you know, a celebrity to the Younique world, and she is a celebrity. You know, she made a comment on one of my Facebook posts last week or week before last, and it totally felt like that a celebrity had just answered, you know, had just acknowledged me, and so it was super cool. But anyway, when I heard her testimony, and you hear it over and over and over again all over YouTube about, you know, how the law of attraction helped her and what it did for her in her life, then, you know, you think there really may be something to this. So I'm not even, you know, when you decide to try a new thing, and you'll say that you're going to test the theory or whatever, I'm totally not testing the theory. I'm diving in, and I'm head first and full force into it. And it's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to make my family's life, you know, so much different. I've been in counseling for over a year, and I haven't gone in about a month, and I'm pretty sure that the next time that I go, she's probably going to tell me that I don't need to come back, because she's been hinting to that for quite a while, and I've been like, no. I've been the one that's wanted to stay, you know, in the sessions, because I didn't feel like I could do life without her, without, you know, running it by her or whatever. But I didn't think I could do it on my own. That's essentially what it is I didn't think that I could do life on my own. And without Younique, that's why that I feel like that this company was meant to be, or is meant to be, for me, because if it had not been for Younique, I wouldn't have gotten there. And I'm forever, ever grateful, and I get it now. For the longest time, I didn't get it with, you know, how Younique, you know, you hear all the time that they're changing lives, and I didn't get that. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. How in the heck that Younique is changing lives? It just wasn't registering. Like, if you're a black status presenter, which is, you know, top of the totem pole, in Younique, then I'm sure that your life has changed, is how I saw it. However, with feeling how I feel now and getting to that point, had it not been for Younique, I wouldn't have gotten there. And I'll forever be grateful for that. Forever. I will admit that I dabbled with another direct sales company previous to Younique, and it didn't work out for me, and I quit pretty early. I didn't have a reason to keep going. I didn't feel like, and you know, they always say to develop your why, and that is so important. Whatever your why is going to be, that's super important. Whatever you have it set. And I was talking to a friend last night, and she said, I feel like that throughout the process, your why changes. And it does. It absolutely changes. But once you set the long term, you have to set the short term to go along with it to get you there. You definitely can't just go from, 0 to 100. You have to take the baby steps and set little goals, in between those steps to get to wherever that your long-term goal is. And I, short term, I've set status levels where I want to be, when I want to be there, and I'll be there. Financially, I've set goals. My husband works a lot of hours, and I'm not going to say that I don't want him to work, because I feel like for our marriage, he's going to have to work somewhere, whatever he feels like doing, part-time somewhere, whatever, I don't care. I'm sure I could keep him busy around the house with my honey-do list too, just so long as he wasn't sitting under my feet, because he would hate that as much as I would, because I think too much togetherness is really bad for a marriage, for any relationship, whether it's a friendship or a marriage or whatever. Too much togetherness can be detrimental to a relationship. But anyway, I would like to be the sole provider and let him, do whatever and help me with the kids. Because I feel like that, he's financially the main supporter, and so I'm at home dealing with the kids by myself a lot, and it really sucks because they're sick, so it's difficult. And I would love the help, and I would love the break, and I would definitely love to pour myself more into my business and into my work, and the better that things get, the more that I'll be able to pour myself into the business and into my work. So anyway, that's about all that I have for you guys today, and I appreciate you coming and spending the time with me, and I will be posting this on YouTube, and hopefully you guys will catch it. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great day.